Hi, my name's Angela, and I work here. Let's go inside. So, this is the Marks Library, and I'm an instructional librarian and the head of circulation. I put together this little video to tell you about some of the services we offer here and to show you how to search some of the databases. I think it'll be fun. So this is the lobby. Hello. Welcome to the Marks Library. Here we are in my office. I'm the head of circulation and I also teach library instruction. You can see my office is kind of a fishbowl. There's a window right here. I can see out into circulation, and then the door is a big window also. And there's some of the staff. They're very smart and they know a lot about the services that the library office offers, so you should never hesitate to ask them questions. I apologize for any noise that you hear in the background. We have some construction going on the third floor. We're making room for the archives to move over here, and so they're sanding the floor, so I can't do anything about it, and I needed to make this video. So today's lecture is going to be about using the library. It's an introduction to using the library. So I'm the dedicated or designated librarian for interdisciplinary studies. So I help interdisciplinary studies students and faculty, yes, faculty sometimes need help too, to use the library's resources. So today we're going to talk about some search skills and some search strategies that will make your search more productive. So it'll save you time because you won't be wasting time looking in databases and using bad keywords to conduct your searches. I see my battery is about to die, so I'm probably going to have to pause this in a minute and then we'll pick it up again. Today we're going to talk about the search skills and strategies, and I just want to let you know we subscribe to a lot of resources and it can be really confusing for you if you don't know how to go about searching effectively. So we're going to get started. Okay, so one thing I want to emphasize is that if you find that you need to speak to a librarian, you can call me at 461-1979, or you can send an email to webref, W-E-B-R-E-F, at southalabama.edu. Either one of those will get you some help from a librarian. So the first thing that I want to talk to you is about databases and scholarly versus peer-reviewed journal articles. And so I have a kind of a new and unique way of talking to you about that. So I have some journals here. I have a scholarly peer-reviewed journal here, and I have a professional journal, and then a professional magazine, and then a popular magazine. So we're going to talk about some of the characteristics of these products that relate to how you could use them or whether or not you should use them in your research. So you will be asked to use resources that are scholarly peer-reviewed. So let's take a look first at the Journal of Counseling and Development. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can look at what I am looking at. Okay, so this is the, sorry about that. This is the Journal of Counseling and Development, And so it's a peer-reviewed journal. And if we turn to the first page, you can see that this is volume number 82, number 4. It was published in fall of 2004. So we could check the library's journal list to get an idea of how long we have subscribed to this journal. This just happens to be an older version that a faculty member donated to me when they retired, and I decided to keep them and use them for tutorials such as this. So within this journal, this scholarly peer-reviewed journal, are a list of articles that are published in this journal. And so when you are searching the library's databases, what you're doing is searching for these articles. And then within the library's databases, there will be several years worth of this journal, as well as several years worth of other scholarly peer-reviewed journals. Okay, so here's an example. Here's the title of contents that I've shown you. And here's the first article. There's the title of the article, and then these are the authors. There's a short abstract here, and then the rest of the article is here. If we go to the last page of the article, and I'll just while we're here, I'll just show you how this article includes, let's see if we can get that to focus, they use citations such as here. So the authors make a statement and then they cite other research. So that's a hallmark of a scholarly peer-reviewed publication that happens throughout the publication, and then at the very end of the article there will be a list of references. So every reference that's mentioned parenthetically within the article is then listed here, so that scholars and students can find these articles and read these articles. Okay, so that's a scholarly peer-reviewed publication. This is Tech Trends. Tech Trends is a blind reviewed, not peer-reviewed, but blind reviewed journal that is associated with a professional association. It's associated with the Association for Educational Communications and Technology. These kinds of publications are quite popular. These do have blind reviewed articles, but they're not peer reviewed. In the Journal of Counseling and Development, when you submit an article to the Journal of Counseling and Development, the editor will send your article out to several researchers working in the field, and they will review the article and make recommendations on whether or not to publish it or reject it. But in a blind peer-reviewed, such as not peer-reviewed, but a blind reviewed article or publication such as Tech Trends, there is a standing editorial board who are officers of the association, in this instance for Educational Communications and Technology, and they make decisions about publishing the articles. So they're professionals working in the field and doing research in the field. That blind review just means that identifying information about who wrote a submitted article is not known to the editors until after the decision to reject or publish is established. And there are no advertisements in Tech Trends, just as there are no advertisements in this scholarly journal. So Tech Trends has some publication information, title of contents. It's a professional journal. These are shorter articles with, and many of them are based on some reports of research conducted in the field. A lot of practitioners submitting articles to this, but there's something like this, like the History Corner, lettering the old-fashioned way. So there will be this, kind of entertaining but informational article about lettering. And there are some professional ethics. So this journal Tech Trends is targeted to people in the field who are working with educational communications and technology. So not peer-reviewed, but blind reviewed. So In other words, if my friend worked was on the editorial board and I thought I could get an article published because I know someone on the board, that would not be the case because no identifying information is included when you submit an article. Okay? All right, so Training and Development, T&D, is a professional magazine. And so this is it has advertisements and it has an editorial board similar to Tech Trends. The articles are mostly written by practitioners working in the field. They offer some best practices and trends and issues information. In other words, it's less about research reports, or it's actually absent of research reports, but more geared towards things that are happening right now in the field of training and development. Unlike peer-reviewed journal articles, the articles in T&D are not based on research done by the author of the article. Okay, but of course, when you search the databases, if you don't select peer-reviewed journals, then you could be finding articles in something like a professional magazine or even an association publication like Tech Trends. And what we really want you to be doing is finding articles in scholarly peer-reviewed publications. One of these boring ones with the charts and the black and white text. Tech Trends does a little bit more font-wise and has a couple of pictures, so not quite as dry as a scholarly peer-reviewed journal. Training and Development, of course, is your typical magazine, has a center fold out and lots of glossy pictures. The fonts change and there's a lot of color used, and so it's attractive. It's meant to, that color and font is used to gain attention. And then, of course, we have Food and Wine, which is a popular magazine. In a popular magazine, the articles are geared for entertainment and hobbies, such as cooking and travel. The pages are glossy and colorful, and they're designed to catch your eye, and you see the font is there, and the pictures look luscious, and there are lots of advertisements. Okay. So the Marks Library databases provides access to all of these publications. So just because you're in a library database doesn't mean you're getting scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. You have to set your limiters, which we will talk about in a face-to-face section or in another a video session lecture. You will want to set limits for your searches so you only get peer-reviewed journal articles. So I said at the beginning of the lecture that I would teach you some search skills that will save you time by making your search results more relevant. So it's time to talk about Boolean searching. I've created a demonstration of Boolean searching, and that will be that's coming up next in this video. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some comments down below and let me know what you'd like to see more of, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye. So this screencast will provide an overview of scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles, but it focuses really on how to do a Boolean search. So I told you earlier that Boolean search skills will save you time by making your search results more relevant. So let's get to it. I wanted to remind you that my contact information is listed here. You can call me or email me if you need some help with any of your searches. This is a reminder to let you know that when you are at home, you can log into the library's databases using your J number and your Jagmail password. So if you're on campus, you don't have to provide this information, but if you are using the library's databases from home, you'll have to log in. Here's the review of the scholarly versus popular articles criteria. You can see that scholarly articles, as I said before, are written by scholars in the field. They're peer-reviewed by other scholars in the field. They have a lot of scientific language in them, graphs and charts, and no advertisements. Popular journals and magazines are written by generalists. There are no references provided normally. There's no peer review process. and they're written in a newsy, informational, entertainment style, and they usually include some colorful advertisements. So let's talk about Boolean searching. Boolean searching can be conducted simply by putting and, or not in capital letters between two words or two phrases, or a phrase and a word, such as Creative Commons. If I put Creative Commons in quotation marks, the search engine will treat Creative Commons as a phrase, and it'll search the database for instances of Creative Commons, those two words right next to each other. If we put and in capital letters, then I'm telling the search engine to look for articles that have the phrase Creative Commons and copyright in it. So in this instance, the top one, Creative Commons and copyright, the database search engine would search for articles that have Creative Commons as a phrase and copyright in the title, in the abstract, and next to each other or close to each other in the sentences. And so the further apart these two words are from each other in the body of the text, the lower down on the result list they will appear. So that gives you an idea of how relevancy ranking works, that the more relevant articles, those that have Creative Commons and copyright perhaps in the title or abstract, will be presented first in the list of results. Likewise, if you put or in between two words, the database search engine will search for articles that have selfies or self-portraits in the title, in the abstract, and in the text, body of the text, and not works the same way. There are some other more advanced search strategies that you can use, which would include using phrasal searching with more than one Boolean search term, such as copyright violation as a phrase, and perhaps you want articles with infringements in the title or abstract but not dispute. When you use truncating, you use the little asterisk at the end of the root of the word so that you can find all forms of the word. The instance here is law, asterisk will find articles with the word laws, lawyer, lawyers, lawful, and so on. You may be able to think of some other words you could use, such as nurse, nursing, nurses, and just put NURS asterisk, and so on. So that's how Boolean searching works. So simply using and, or not in capital letters between two words or two phrases will refine your search so that you are getting articles that are more specific to what you are actually looking at. So that's all I have to say about Boolean searching right now. We'll talk more about it in future tutorials. I want to remind you that you can contact me at 251-461-1979 or arand@southalabama.edu. Additionally, there's a website listed on this screen, librarynow.info. There are several video tutorials and screencast tutorials already there that you can browse through to find new ways to search the search engines. I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Bye.